All right, so a couple days late, but I finally got around to watching the third episode of Daredevil Born Again. And we're still in the time period before they decided to retool the whole series. And it's still pretty apparent that, they're still sticking with the idea of, we don't want to really have Matt Murdock be Daredevil. We want to focus on this, legal drama aspect, which I've already said I don't really like that much. And I'll expound upon that a little bit more. Basically, this is all heading towards the trial for Hector Ayala, aka White Tiger, and there's a couple other storylines in the background. We see Fisk and Vanessa are still going to therapy. There's some dispute, I guess, among the five families, which Vanessa decides to settle herself, brokering some sort of deal or something, and it upsets Fisk. Really, that's about all that's going on with them. He shows up a bit at the end when the results of the trial become known. But really, the focus of this whole thing is on the trial. And one of the things we learned right at the beginning is, despite the fact it looked like literally Matt killed two cops in the last episode, he didn't. Because one of them confronts him in the bathroom, and he looks pretty recently beat up. I point out recently beat up. So does Matt. Matt still has bruises on his hands. I'm pointing this out for a reason. So, the trial begins, and the star witness, the victim, who was being beaten up by the dirty cops, was supposed to testify in favor of Hector, that he was actually saving him. And of course, on the stand, he flips and says he doesn't know anything about what happened.
Remembering you're under oath. No. I was home all night.
So now Matt has to resort to something else, and he decides to pull a rabbit out of a hat, but the rabbit is actually White Tiger's mask.
Mr. Ayala, yes or no? Are you the vigilante known as the White Tiger?
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes or no? Mr. Ayala.
So he reveals to the entire court that Hector Ayala is White Tiger, and then proceeds to put on character evidence. Oh boy. To get Hector found not guilty. Because you see, everyone loves the White Tiger. He saves so many lives, even the cops love him. So they realize, what, the White Tiger wouldn't have done what was said was done. So the jury, finds him not guilty. White Tiger previously had a conversation with Matt about, once you put on the mask, it's who you are. So there's, they're doing this little thing where he's like, he gave up Daredevil. He's like, no, you don't have to be the guy in the mask anymore, because I'm not. He doesn't say that, but that's what he's alluding to. In the end, Hector's found not guilty, but, he can't give up that side of him. So he goes out at night to go do some vigilanteing. And someone walks up to him and shoots him in the head. And as the person's walking away, we see that they're wearing, honestly, it looks like some sort of flak jacket with a Punisher symbol on it. So we're made to think that Frank Castle, the Punisher, killed White Tiger. Of course, we've already seen that a lot of cops have these tattoos. I think we saw one in this episode on the neck of someone. So it's not so really certain to me why the cops have adopted this Punisher logo. It's incongruous with how they should be viewing the Punisher. So I don't know, maybe they're trying to get real life bleeding in, where people don't like the Punisher symbol, and they've tried to change it because Marvel tried to get rid of the original Punisher symbol because police were using it, military teams were using it. So I don't know what's going on, but in the Marvel universe, the Punisher is a true anti-hero and sometimes viewed as a straight out criminal by many people. So that's basically what happened in this episode. The thing that gets me most is I was just so annoyed with this whole episode, because the whole trial aspect, we have lost a sense of time here. So it seemed like literally Hector got arrested and suddenly we're in trial. That's not how it works. I know you probably know that's not how it works, but they don't give any sense of time here. And time is important, especially in a show when we're talking about, the second main character is a mayor trying to revitalize a city. All this stuff is important to the overall story. At least you would think it would be. But they totally ignore the time that happened. Now, I went back and checked a couple very public trials recently. Daniel Penny, of course, the incident on the subway in New York with Jordan Neely, where Jordan Neely was killed during a confrontation on the subway. Penny was charged in May of 2023 and went to trial in October of 24. Another example, another high-profile example, of course, would be the George Floyd killing, where Derek Chauvin, the officer who put his knee on the back of George Floyd, he was charged in May of 2020 and went to trial in March of 2021. That was actually pretty quick, but still a little bit less than a year. The reason I'm pointing this out is because we literally probably have at least minimum 8 months of time going on here. And what's happening? We don't know. What's happening with Fisk and Vanessa? Are they still going to therapy? If this time period's going on, clearly Matt and Heather are in a more deep relationship than we were led to believe. They just started dating. So you think he doesn't know at this point that she's treating Fisk? This time, it's a time jump. It has to be a time jump. Logically, it has to be a time jump. So it doesn't make any sense to me. And it detracts from the story. The other thing, of course, is, okay, just on the trial itself. Matt Murdock pulling out the white tiger mask. After he moved, he did a motion to keep it out. Now, yeah, the judge ruled in Matt's favor. And now Matt's going against a court order. This is where it gets a little dicey because he wanted the motion granted for his own purposes, and now he decided he uses it in his favor. Motions in limine, this can be argumentative. I'm not going to get into the particulars of it because it's boring as hell for non-lawyers. But I'm not surprised that he did that because he didn't have any other cards to pull from a dramatic standpoint. Doing it without his client's permission, that's problematic. Now, here's the other thing that's problematic. We now have turned this case into character evidence. Oh, I have a major problem with this. Character evidence. Yes, I do. As I've probably mentioned before, I am a practicing attorney for over 27 years, 7 years of which almost I was a state prosecutor. I tried everything from low-level batteries to capital felonies, taking to trial, getting verdicts. So when I hear character evidence, this to me triggers something in my mind because you have to treat this very carefully. Basically, what this became was not a trial about facts and evidence, but a trial about how you feel about someone. This is a load of crap. He won based on not any legal principle, but on the court of public opinion, which is what I freaking hate about this crap. He's like, well, he's such a good guy. And then just like reading off police reports, you can't do that. You can't just read police reports on the record. It's called hearsay. Knock it out. And all these people he's putting up on the stand, you have to file a witness list. You have to file a witness list. You can't just randomly pull people out. It's not Perry Mason. Oh, here's my surprise witness.
Kirkland, you are out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order. The whole trial is out of order. They're out of order.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. It offends me as a freaking lawyer. And you would think there'd have at least someone on staff to understand proper legal procedure. Law and Order does a better damn job. This is a bunch of crap. These are the people who did She-Hulk, okay? These are like She-Hulk lawyer-minded writers who think they understand, this looks good. It's so bad. I can't explain to you how offended I am by the lack of adherence to basic legal practice and procedure. It's annoying. And honestly, for me, it hurts this episode more than anything. Not to mention the fact that, we don't even have anything going on, Daredevil-wise. I remember back on Smallville, they said no tights, no flights. I guess here it's going to be no tights, no fights. Also, what the hell? Why didn't Officer Powell go, how the hell did this blind dude beat the shit out of us? No one thinks of looking into that? How did that happen? oh my God, this nothing against Charlie Cox. He's doing as best as he can with what's been written for him. And you can see again why he and Vincent D'Onofrio were among the people who went to the producer and said, this ain't working. Yeah, this is not working. I don't know how long this is going to go. I've heard maybe 5 or 6 episodes before the retool happens. But we need something here because this ain't cutting it. And then just randomly kill White Tiger, bringing back Frank Castle somehow. I don't know. This is frustrating to me. This is a frustrating episode for me. I guess I'll keep on watching because I'm a glutton for punishment. Questions, comments, witticisms down below. Click all the good buttons. I'll see you guys next time.